Sergey Denisovich, could you tell us in more detail what these seminars were about?
I'm interested.
Well, these were seminars. So this is a field I encountered, and its author is Boris Evgenievich Zolotov, a candidate of sciences. He is the son of academician Zolotov, Evgeny Vasilievich, who was a member of the Academy of Sciences. One of the smartest mathematicians. He was ranked among the top 10 most intelligent people on the planet, according to some American ranking. And Evgeny Vasilievich was involved in our space programs in rocket science. And he used to always say, I teach rockets to actually think and process information. He truly believed in the intellectual capacity of these machines and to fly. And to my son, he said, I entrust the task of teaching people to think and to fly. And what's also interesting about Evgeny Vasilievich is that back in the 1960s, he wrote a book called Telepathy, where he summarized a whole range of observations from different fields and concluded that this phenomenon does exist and that it makes sense to study it. So it was from this foundation that his son, Boris Evgenievich, began various research programs aimed at developing these abilities. There was a film made at one time called How to Become a Psychic. It was quite interesting, and well, you can find it on the internet. You can also find many lectures by Boris Evgenievich Zolotov online. And so, building on the groundwork laid by Zolotov, we managed to turn this into certain technologies, that is, to develop. So, from what Zolotov did, in fact, a lot of practical applications emerge in a wide variety of fields, in psychology, in sociology, and in various branches of science. He kind of outlined some things, but he said that actually he didn't have time to deal with implementing it, or like, for example, they developed a mode, worked out, say, a mode of seeing without eyes or some other modes of vision. So he said, let those who are interested take care of that. In fact, it was his students who started to develop this mode further, like Sasha Chemishov and Nikolai Nikolaevich Denisov. From him came Komissarov, who continued this work and developed it, along with a whole group of people who advanced this direction and turned it into a kind of technology that can actually be passed on quite easily. For example, children can be taught the vision mode in about 3 days of lessons. So there's nothing complicated about it, because the structure of this vision can be transmitted from one person to another through light connections that are formed in the process. There were modes, for example, they practiced the so-called anti-Babylon mode, where a person, for instance, could master any language in just a few minutes and start speaking it. But again, these were obtained as demonstration results, but someone needed to start turning this into a technology so it could be shared with people. But unfortunately, at that time, no one took on this task. And it already exists as a phenomenon, but of course, it would be interesting to continue working with it further.